Apple may be preparing one of its most calculated iPhone launches in years, and it all revolves around a simple headline. The iPhone 18 Pro price is expected to stay the same as the iPhone 17 Pro, even as costs for parts like memory and storage continue to fluctuate on paper. Keeping prices flat sounds like great news for buyers. But if these leaks are accurate, Apple's real win isn't just consumer goodwill, it's timing. The rumored iPhone 18 launch schedule could quietly push more shoppers into higher-margin Pro models in late 2026, and then give Apple a second sales surge in spring 2027 when the standard iPhone 18 lineup finally arrives. So let's break down the rumored iPhone 18 Pro pricing, the unusual iPhone 18 release date split, who should upgrade, and why Apple could end up making even more money without ever raising the iPhone 18 Pro's sticker price. Let's start with a question everyone searches first. How much will the iPhone 18 Pro cost, according to the latest reports and expectations? Apple is likely to hold the iPhone 18 Pro price at the same level as the iPhone 17 Pro and do the same for the iPhone 18 Pro Max compared to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And if Apple follows its recent strategy, that means the Pro models remain protected from price hikes, because they're the models that pull in the biggest demand among power users and premium buyers. This approach also matches what we've seen in the wider smartphone market. Brands often keep the flagship Ultra or Pro models steady while shifting pricing pressure onto the base models. The logic is simple: your top seller stays easy to justify, while the rest of the lineup absorbs the impact of rising component costs, and those component costs are a real factor here. Every major consumer electronics company is dealing with price swings in memory and storage, supply constraints in certain components, and changing manufacturing costs. Apple is better positioned than most because of its buying power, long-term supply agreements, and its ability to hedge or lock in component pricing earlier than competitors. But better positioned doesn't mean immune. So if Apple truly keeps the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max prices unchanged, it's not because costs are magically stable, it's because Apple sees a bigger strategic opportunity: keep the Pro price steady to maximize demand, then restructure the rest of the iPhone 18 family to protect profitability. And this is where the iPhone 18 leak gets even more interesting, because it's not just about price. It's about when each iPhone is released. The iPhone 18 release date may be split into two launches. The biggest scheduling rumor is that Apple could launch the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max in the usual September window, but delay the standard iPhone 18 and a rumored iPhone 18 Air until spring 2027, potentially around mid-March. If that happens, Apple effectively creates two separate iPhone seasons: a premium Pro launch in fall 2026, a mainstream iPhone 18 launch in spring 2027. And that changes buyer behavior in a huge way. In a normal year, Apple captures a massive spike in September when the entire iPhone lineup lands at once. But with a split launch, Apple could potentially create two spikes: one in Q4 2026 and another in spring 2027. That's great for revenue smoothing across the year. But it also creates something even more valuable: a forced decision point for shoppers. Because when September arrives, millions of people upgrade their iPhone. They're used to it. Carriers market around it. Trade-ins are timed around it. People walk into stores expecting the new base iPhone and the new Pro iPhone to be side by side. But what happens if the base iPhone 18 isn't there? That's the upgrade dilemma Apple may be counting on. If a customer shows up in September 2026, ready to buy the regular iPhone 18, and learns it won't arrive until March 2027, they only have a few realistic choices. Option 1, buy the previous generation standard model. Likely the iPhone 17. Apple almost certainly would keep selling the iPhone 17 as the mainstream choice through that gap, and that's not a bad deal for Apple. By that point, the iPhone 17's bill of materials should be cheaper than it was at launch, which can increase Apple's margin on every unit sold, especially if demand stays strong. Wait for the iPhone 18 and iPhone 18 Air in spring 2027. Some buyers will wait, especially if they're not in a rush. But waiting 6 months is harder than it sounds. When your battery health is tanking, your storage is full, or your phone just feels old. And Apple knows impatience is a powerful sales driver. Option 3, the option Apple will love most, move up to the iPhone 18 Pro or iPhone 18 Pro Max. This is the key. If the iPhone 18 Pro price stays the same as the iPhone 17 Pro, Apple can market the Pro upgrade as more value than ever, while still keeping it premium compared to what base model buyers expected to spend. Even if the Pro price doesn't increase, it's still higher than the price most base phone upgraders planned for. But in the moment standing in a store, comparing options, wanting the newest model, many people will justify the jump. And once Apple moves a customer into the Pro tier, Apple has a strong chance of keeping them there for future upgrade cycles. The Pro model becomes the new normal for them. This isn't just a financial advantage. It's also a product ecosystem advantages, with the future of Apple Intelligence and device AI features likely requiring more performance headroom. Over time, the Pro models are built for longevity, not just speed today. A faster chip, more capable hardware, and higher-end features mean the iPhone 18 Pro could handle advanced Apple Intelligence features better over the next several years. And Apple can sell that as a practical benefit. You're not just buying the expensive iPhone, you're buying the iPhone that will feel fast for longer and support more features over time. So who should upgrade to the iPhone 18 Pro? If you're already a Pro user like an iPhone 14 Pro, iPhone 15 Pro, iPhone 16 Pro, or iPhone 17 Pro, or iPhone 17 Pro will likely feel like the straightforward upgrade option in September, especially if the price stays stable. But the more interesting audience is the base iPhone upgrader. If you normally buy the standard iPhone model and you upgrade in September, the delayed iPhone 18 could push you into a decision. Do you buy last year's iPhone 17 to save money? Do you wait until March 2027 for the iPhone 18 or iPhone 18 Air? Or do you spend more and get the iPhone 18 Pro now? Apple doesn't need everyone to choose the Pro. It just needs enough people to choose the Pro to lift the average selling price, and that's where profitability grows, even if the Pro sticker price doesn't. Now let's talk about the spring 2027 launch and why it could give Apple a second boost. When March 2027 arrives and Apple finally launches the iPhone 18 and iPhone 18 Air, Apple could still adjust pricing on the mainstream side. The iPhone 18 price could rise slightly compared to what buyers expect, and Apple could justify it with new features, a refreshed design, or changes in component costs. But Apple may also have another lever, a new value model. If Apple introduces an iPhone 18e alongside the iPhone 18, that gives Apple a powerful retail setup. One model positioned as the more affordable entry point, one model positioned as the mainstream upgrade, and that's a classic. Apple tactic offering multiple price steps to maximize total sales and keep customers inside the Apple ecosystem at every budget. It also makes Apple stores and carrier stores easier to sell from because the lineup becomes a ladder. A lower-cost iPhone option for price-sensitive shoppers, a mainstream iPhone for most buyers, a premium Pro for enthusiasts and professionals, and a Pro Max for the biggest screen audience. And again, it's not just about products, it's about timing. Launching the iPhone 18 and iPhone 18 Air in mid-March would place Apple directly in the same season where many Android competitors reveal or ship their earlier phones, often around Mobile World Congress. If Apple really does drop a major iPhone launch in that window, it can steal attention, dominate headlines, and disrupt competitors' marketing cycles. So what's the real story behind the iPhone 18 Pro price leak? The story isn't simply Apple won't raise prices. The story is that Apple may be redesigning the iPhone launch calendar to keep the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max prices stable for maximum demand in fall 2026. Drive more upgraders into the Pro tier while the base iPhone 18 is delayed. Continue selling the iPhone 17 as the mainstream option with improved margins, then trigger a second iPhone sales wave in spring 2027 with iPhone 18, iPhone 18 Air, and potentially iPhone 18 EIF. Apple pulls this off. The iPhone 18 family could become more profitable across multiple quarters, not because Apple raised the iPhone 18 Pro price, but because Apple reshaped the buying path. And that may be the most Apple move of all, winning with strategy, not just specs. Now the question for you is simple. If the iPhone 18 Pro launches in September at the same price as the iPhone 17 Pro, but the standard iPhone 18 doesn't arrive until March 2027, would you upgrade to the Pro, buy the iPhone 17, or wait for spring?